I'm Andrew Brandt. I managed our salary cap with the NFL. I was the liaison with the NFL on all legal and business matters. I negotiated every player contract, dealt with every player and his agent on their contract negotiations. We had a guy, I won't mention names, who was a really good player for us. But he soured on the team, and he soured on Green Bay, and he soured on our coaching staff. And to this day, I'm not sure exactly why. You know, maybe he didn't like the city, he didn't like some teammates. Players are sensitive. He was upset, someone said something about his hair, or someone said something about the way he wore his clothes. And it became a problem. And it became a problem to the point where he was infecting our locker room with a negative attitude. And a locker room has to be pulling forward, not behind. And this was an older player, very productive, but older player, and he was going to have a lot of influence over the young guys. So we needed to make a move. And I worked with the agent, and the coach worked with the player. And the agent was trying to accomplish the mission the player wanted, get him out. It was not an enjoyable experience because the agent had a job to do, and it was not to work with us. So here we have to make a decision. Do we allow this guy to continue to infect our locker room, play for us? He's a good player, but at some point he's going to stop giving full effort. Or do we succumb to his wishes and trade him because there were suitors for him, but we set a precedent that anyone can feel like they're not happy and they can whine and infect their way out of there. I kept trying to probe as to what the problem was, and it was very hard to decipher. We started down the road of fines, and he was doing just enough, showing up, going to meetings, practicing, playing, but we weren't playing him a lot because we knew he was a problem. We didn't know how it was going to be. We did consult a couple of the team leaders, and they said, yeah, get him out of here. And there are a couple guys that are really high character guys that we trust. And again, being in that fishbowl, you're able to sort of talk to players and see how they feel about things. And it was a clear sentiment that we should move on and let the young guys play in his place. He wasn't changing. He was doing everything to get out of there. We had a suitor that really wanted him, and we traded him. Before we traded him, you know, the paychecks go game by game. We traded him on a Friday. We kept him through the weekend in order to collect his check that we used to satisfy all his fines, that we used to build a player lounge off the locker room. You worried about trading him, we really did. I mean, it was the best thing at that time for the team to get rid of him, but we didn't want players seeing that that's a way out. By ridding our locker room of one of its tough sources, maybe one of its cancers, that's too strong a word, but we got healthier. Healthier environment, healthier attitude, we started playing better, and you could sense it. So we were lucky that it played out well. It's not about that player. Whatever decision you make, whether it's renegotiating a contract, fining him, suspending him, trading him, the locker room's watching. And in football, unlike basketball and baseball, which have far less players, there's 60 guys in there. And they're all looking around, well, if they did it to him, they'll do it to us. Or if they let him do that, they'll let us do that. The biggest lesson is character counts. And you are bringing more than a talent into your locker room, into your building, into your livelihood. You're bringing a person, and they have to mesh. And you just got to watch who you bring in there. It can pull people apart. Because once you got them, it's hard to get rid of them unless they just talk themselves out of the place. So character counts. You do everything you can in your due diligence to get the right guys. And Sometimes you'll go out and get high character guys just for the locker room part of it. They make such a difference.